Welcome to Queernecks, the podcast that puts the yee-haw in y'all means all. I'm your host, Beck.
And I am your host, Dash. Welcome to today's episode.
Fucking Pam Bondi.
Oh, we're going to start there, huh?
I mean, yeah, I was just watching videos of this. I guess it's a deposition. I don't know what the name of this particular hearing they're doing is, but like, my God. She said, my goblin sister, Christy Nome, is getting too much attention.
It's wild. The whole thing was freaking wild. Did you see that she had a stack of insult cards, like a burn book for different people, and she couldn't even memorize them. She had to leaf through to get to each one of them.
And she had the search history of all the people who were interrogating her there.
Yeah.
And, people have called her out on that, but and for what? What even good is it to point out the fucked up shit they do anymore?
Surprised they didn't have their library histories too.
Yeah, people who are permitted access to review the Epstein files, they have to create a special login and it keystrokes them. The system they're using to view them keeps track of which pages they view, what they actually read.
It's wild. It just blows my mind that there was so much outrage over the Kid Rock stuff and nothing over pedophile, billionaires.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Technically, yes. I watched the halftime show.
I watched half of the Super Bowl because I didn't turn it off after the halftime show finished.
Yeah.
I watched the second.
I was driving for most of it.
Oh, well, I mean, that was interesting, and it seemed like it did a great job. It was so cinematic. But what really got me was the commercials. We seemed to be, we were selling two products, one of which was gambling and the other was AI. I didn't even know there were so many companies that you could bet on sports with. But there were two ads that were terrifying to me. They were political, not just political. They were, I don't know what you call it, hate messaging. One was the Stop Jewish Hate group, which is, on the surface, it sounds like it is an advocacy group to battle anti-Semitism, but all of these actual orgs and things that have been around for much longer have denounced this thing. And what it actually is just this pet project of the Kraft group to promote Israel and Zionism and stuff. But it was the story that they used in this ad that really creeped me out, because first of all, it's of a thing that doesn't happen. It was this little Jewish boy, and he's being bullied by his peers for being Jewish, which does not happen, right? Anti-Semitism is real, right? There is actual irrefutable evidence that Jewish people are persecuted historically and continue to be scapegoated and stuff like that. But it doesn't look like this. Kids don't even know who's Jewish or not. If it's not a skin color, they don't know. So it was okay, that's not a thing that happens. But the ad, then there's this very tall black boy that comes up to him and he goes well, I know what this is like, so I'll be your friend. And then that's the ad. And so what are we doing? We're talking to black people about how they need to become Zionist and look out for Jewish people. It made no sense whatsoever, which is, maybe that means it won't do any harm. I don't know. Maybe we'll get lucky there.
Seems like some pretty overt messaging, though. What was the other ad?
Oh my God. It kind of broke the internet. You have to go watch it, even though it's kind of painful. It's also girl, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I saw it.
The
evils of being fat.
My sister died of a heart attack for being fat. No, she didn't. She was 24 years old. That's something else killed a 24-year-old bitch. I mean, maybe you were told that it was that, and I don't doubt it because America's food trauma is deep. But, oh my God. I used to eat a pint of ice cream every hour. The longer it went on, the more I think I realized that my jaw was just hanging down because he was clearly in pain, clearly being manipulated. But we also know for sure that he can be bought, right? Jake Paul bought him.
Right.
But I was I think I just learned that I could be eating more ice cream for sure.
You're slacking.
I went out and bought ice cream after that. I went out and bought some moose tracks.
Butter pecan is my favorite.
We don't have a ton of options here, but
Yeah.
they just happen to have some moose tracks at the grocery or at the gas station.
Nice.
But there was also an Epstein ad, like the survivors. Some of them wrote an ad that was just themselves speaking about what happened to them. I didn't see it, and I can't
didn't
find
either.
anybody. I don't think they, like, technically, if you buy an ad, it's supposed to play, it's supposed to air. But I really don't think anybody actually was shown that ad. MS Now played it. It was the only reason I saw it. I did see some clips of that Kid Rock halftime show.
So my
Girl.
favorite part of the whole thing is that he added that verse to that song about dusting off your Bible and Jesus was on the cross and he'll forgive you or whatever. And like the next day he announced that it was available for download and purchase.
Yeah, and there's some boomers that went and bought it. So it was the number one like purchased single on like download on iTunes the
That's so
following day.
gross. That is so
I know.
fucking gross.
And so they're running around social media going like, Kid Rock is the number one trending artist on Apple Music. It's like, no. He grifted some old boomers out of $2.99 for a song, and what's his face? That one dude, he just wants to kiss his fish.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the Bo
Bo Burnham?
Burnham?
What I was thinking too. Pandering. It's so on the nose, these
Yeah.
people. And it sounds like AI to me. And I know that maybe we're getting a little like we hear AI everywhere. Some people are just stupid, you know?
I saw a meme today that said we should adopt AI ;DR, like AI didn't read.
Yeah, clearly. I saw somebody say, commented on it, like this man's just singing his to-do list. Like, I just want to feed my dog. Like, who told him he can't feed his dog?
Right? He was literally wearing his boots during the show.
And somebody goes like, I could get all this done before 7 a.m., dog. I don't know what's the hold up for you. This sounds like a you issue. I don't know. I mean, the Super Bowl has become such an American institution. You know, I don't watch football. I don't watch pro football anymore. And I've watched, I think, most Super Bowls for the pageantry and just to participate in the event or whatever. It's usually a good time.
Right.
But this one being so goddamn politicized, and it was genuinely exciting too to see Lady Gaga, right, come out and sing her little "Die with a Smile" song to that Latin beat, and then Ricky Martin shows up, and I was just like, "Oh, isn't this sweet?" And then the rest of the game was shitty, the like really really boring ass game. But you know, we will participate in it, even if we're not like football fans and stuff. But like, it was so alarming this year. Like that, if you are savvy, if you are literate in what is being said and done and shown and put together for you, that's as good as a State of the Union address for what is, because there was not a whiff of our economy anywhere. Like I'm sitting there like, my kingdom for a fucking Budweiser ad. Somebody dig up Bart Simpson and make him try to sell me a Butterfinger, because these endless ads for AI shit. And I know that's like the AI bubble is about to burst. They're really working hard to try to convince us that we needed all that shit.
Yeah.
Because the numbers are in. Nobody made any money off of all the AI they shoved into every single one of these SaaS or whatever things we already use. So that's going to be over. Soon they're going to have to hire back everybody they thought that they could get rid of.
Did you hear that the French government completely divested of American technology?
I did. Also, Canada, I think it was, no longer considers like scholarship on medicine coming out of the United States as credible.
Oh, wow. What a fun time to be alive.
You know, I was talking to Therapy Bro this morning, and it is objectively terrifying. You know, I mean, I guess terrifying it's alarming, but it's also kind of like, yeah, we told you, we warned you so many times. People have rung this bell, and now here it is. And so let's just all go down with the ship, I guess.
I guess. I'll see you at the camps.
Right.
because we are both gender traders.
Is that what they're calling it?
Have you read the Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are gender traders. I have it on the mind. I've been listening to audiobooks because I'm in the car for like an hour and a half a day these days. And I've gotten through several books. I just listened to the Harriet Tubman live in concert by Bob the Drag Queen this past week, which was interesting. Not my general cup of tea, but it was very interesting. I thought it was a cool idea. I would think I would have liked it more if I would have read it instead of listening to it because his aspect was so flat. Like, he just sounded bored to be reading the book.
The way he talks, I genuinely love Bob. I think he's very good stand-up. He's very funny. He's very smart. But he has these vocal affects and these vocal flares that drive me crazy. So this is I don't know this. Is this a book or a stand-up?
No, it's a book that it's a standalone book. It's called Harriet Tubman Live in Concert by Bob the Drag Queen. Basically, the plot of the story is that people returned, and that's all that's said about it. Some famous people returned and some slaves, they came back. And Harriet Tubman decides she wants to make a hip hop album to reach out to the new generation to talk about her journey. It's Harriet Tubman and the Freedmen is her band, and it's the story of them making the album and Bob coming to terms being famous with his queer sexuality, the narrator anyway. And then at the end he has 2 new songs that are supposed to be from that album. It's an interesting concept, I think. And like I said, I think I would have liked it better if I would have just read it. But it was far-fetched, but a cool concept, I think. I think it was a neat idea.
Yeah. I had no idea. I do like stuff like that, so I'll check it out. But
it's from the Queer Book Club.
Okay.
Oh, but we were talking about The Handmaid's Tale. I listened to The Handmaid's Tale. I had watched the series on Hulu, but I had never actually listened to the book, so I listened to it, and then I listened to The Testaments, which is the follow-up to the. And so that was pretty good too. I don't know if you've read that one or heard of it. But it's the fall of Gilead. It's how it gets taken down. So I've got The Handmaid's Tale in the brain.
I have a few times considered watching the TV show, but
it's a lot.
I think that it goes in that category of shit I don't need explained to me. And I kind of...
Psychologically, it's a lot.
Yeah, and I actually felt that way when I read it in college. I was like, who's she talking to? Because we agree... But she's talking to me like I need to be convinced, right? And if she's not talking to me, then I don't think she's talking to anybody, because nobody that doesn't agree with her is going to sit there and be talked to like that. So I've always felt about that, like, who's the audience for this? But I also think that maybe we've kind of learned that in the years of white feminism and the years of Trump and stuff. Like there is no matter what your political stripe is, there's a kind of person who just wants to be told the things that they already believe.
It's comforting.
Yeah. And I would prefer, like, if I'm engaging with people that we agree on stuff, then I would rather be yes-anding. Like, we need to be laughing. We need to be mocking things. We need to be building on top of it. One time there at BGSU, the student group had gone to some vendor fair or something like that, and they met a comedian, a stand-up, and they wanted to bring her to campus. And so I said, okay. And she did fine. She had some stuff that was pretty good. She, pretty progressive. I don't think she had a lot of experience with college campuses, though, because this was 2015 or 16, she went into this bit about how we should all start hoarding birth control because they're going to take it away. And nobody was laughing. And I remember she actually stopped and she was like, I thought you guys would like that. I misunderstood my audience.
Yeah. I had a student get mad at me this week and yell at me in class.
Oh, fuck. Hell no.
He's 18 or 19 years old, a young white man. And we were talking about racism, right? Because it's an ethnic studies class. And we were talking about racial formation, specifically about the ways that we create racial categories and that kind of thing. And he raised his hand and he said that he didn't understand. Basically, his argument was that dividing ourselves into groups in the first place is what's actually racist. So why don't we stop doing that? And then racism would stop being a problem. And I was like, well, that's colorblind racism that you're talking about there, right? It's the idea that you don't see color, that everyone's the same, and that you're ignoring the history and the trauma of people of color that's all around us. There's so much evidence of it. And, you know, people naturally devolve into groups. If we didn't have skin color, we would have, you know, eye color groups or something. That's just natural the way humans do. And he said, well, how do we solve racism then? And I said, that's a big question. I said, you're not going to get an answer for that in an ethnic studies 101 class. You're just not, you know what I mean? Like,
Is that what you thought we were doing here?
and he got two other people in on the conversation, and they like ganged up on me. And thank God for Wellbutrin, because I was cool as a cucumber. And I was just like, okay. And then I just went on with my lecture. Like, I didn't even give him the time of day. And he didn't show up on the next class day. So he showed me.
Yeah. So these other two, what were their contributions?
They were saying that he was, because he kept changing the way that he was saying it, right? And he kept basically saying colorblind racism. I'm narrowing down what he said. And they said, one of the guys said that he agreed with him, and then he said he didn't agree with him. And another guy asked a clarifying question. But like, it got pretty tense there for a few minutes.
Yeah. Huh. What do you think he wanted?
To be an 18-year-old that figured out how to solve white man that solved racism, I don't know.
He wanted to be let off the hook. He wanted to know, how do I go forward from here and never make a mistake?
Yeah.
Man, I was serving on a panel one time with some students while I was a GA there for, it was about trans experience. And some, well-meaning white lady came, and it got to the Q&A portion, and she asked them, so what is like the thing that like people should never say or do to you? And kept rephrasing, and like they couldn't answer. They were like, well, it'd be great if you could not misgender me. Like, if I tell you my pronouns, could you use those? And she kept like digging. She wanted something else. And there was someone who worked there, a faculty member who everybody was terrified of, this person who was also in the audience, and turned to this woman and just lit in, was like, I'm uncomfortable with the way you are with the amount of labor you're putting on these students to make you into somebody who can never make a mistake. But like kept going and going and going. And I was like, that's enough. This woman just dissolved into tears, and it was her nightmare, and we were like, we forgive you. Like, now this is all about how woke you are, right? And how, you put her in her place. And it was like, thank you, but that's still not like the serve you thought it was. Just people love to call somebody out. Well, I'm glad that it didn't bother you, but like.
Well, I mean, when you're teaching, because I have to go to special pains when I'm teaching particular topics like privilege, to talk about how talking about privilege doesn't say that white men are evil, right? I say that nobody is saying that your life hasn't been difficult, or that you didn't work hard for everything that you have. Just that some things in your life have been easier because of the color of your skin. For example, you're less likely to be a victim of police brutality if you have white skin. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with how hard you have worked. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person because you were born with this innate privilege that our culture has given somebody that looks like you. You shouldn't feel bad about that, but you should know the power you wield and wield it wisely.
The way these people have no idea that we've rearranged the heavens for them, for their feelings, and they want to go around and cry about safe spaces and DEI.
Yeah.
Like we walk on eggshells around you.
As a follow-up for Thursday, I was going to show the James Baldwin documentary thing, but I decided not to. And I showed them the John Oliver critical race theory special. And then I showed them a PBS 3-minute explainer of what it was, a professor talking about what critical race theory is. I made it very clear there's critical race theory, which is a legal framework that you come across when you get to grad school. And then there's talking critically about race. And I know that uses the same words, but there are two very different meanings, right? And we are talking critically about race. That's the point of this class. So I made sure that they understood the difference with it. And so the John Oliver clip shows a lot of media outrage. And I had them talk about, well, what's the point of that media outrage? Why are they misidentifying it? And you know what I mean? But in the video, they talk a little bit about how colorblind racism is really stupid. So I felt vindicated.
Yeah.
But then he didn't show up for class, so it didn't matter.
I wonder if he'll be back.
I don't know. I think he might have wanted to embarrass me. I don't know. Sometimes men like to do that to female professors. He's not the first one that's tried to do it, and he won't be the last.
I had one when I was teaching writing. He came in and he was a non-traditional student, and we were doing like our one-on-one meetings for the final paper. This was English 102, so they had to do research papers. So there was some actual content in this stuff, and I had them do readings, and we would talk about socio-political things sometimes. And so he came in and he goes, well, I'm probably older than you, so I'm just going to give you some advice. And I was like, oh boy. And he goes, I don't know if you noticed, but there were like some veterans in class with us. And I was like, yeah, most of the class was vets. Like this section is a lot of non-traditional students. This time slot is very popular among commuters. Like, and I'm just known as somebody that I have relationships with these people through like this other position I had on campus. So he was like, you should really like not be as political. You sound like really left leaning, and all of them are probably really right leaning. And I was like, the kid that just left here is one of them. And he said, I'm the best teacher he ever had. Like, people like to think critically. People like to get out of their like little smaller worldview and stuff sometimes. I like that his justification was that he was older than me, not that I'm the fucking teacher. I'm probably older than you, so I'm going to give you some advice. First of all, your 25-year-old ass is not older than me. I just look magnificent for a 31-year-old.
Gay don't gray is what they say. No, I'm kidding.
Men.
But
yeah, man, Pam Bondi, when she said, how dare you accuse me of what we came here to talk about?
She is just a horrific human being. I don't even believe she's human.
Man, I mean, I know I posted this on the Facebook page, but I was like, I really think she's enjoying it. Like you see her smirking. Like this bitch is gooning.
Yeah, agreed.
But since I know that TikTok has changed hands, and since then my For You page has been absolutely fucked because it's trying to give me rage bait. So it's giving me all these like conservative hot takes and stuff. I wish like these social media apps or something like that could like, why can't they change hands gracefully? Every time somebody buys some social media platform, we all have to suffer.
That's TikTok. I got rid of it a while back. It just, I don't know.
Well, I'm probably going to now that my algorithm's fucked.
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
Yeah.
I was on there for the fucking cat videos and the dog videos, the cooking videos, drag queens doing eerily accurate performances based on Erica Kirk. Have you seen her?
Yeah, you can get all those from Reels.
Reels. Is that the Facebook one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm old, but I still like Facebook. I mean, I hate Facebook because what it's done to our culture, but I still use Facebook because it's how I've got so many years of memories of my mom and dad's comments on my stuff and, friends that have passed and pictures. Now it's
When did you get Facebook? When was your first one?
2007, I think.
Yeah.
I still have my original one. I've got it from, I've got memories that are 17 years old.
I got one. This is the second one, and it has always been fake. My first one had my real name for a while, and then I changed it to a fake name. But yeah, I got it. I think it was also 2006 or 7.
I was working at Amazon when I got mine.
Did you have MySpace?
Yes. That was a beautiful time. There were no ads on MySpace.
I loved
It was all
MySpace.
vibes. Yeah. I remember being like, I'm not switching. I'm not going to Facebook. And then I went to Facebook.
Why did we? Why did we all switch? I don't remember.
It was just a thing. It's what everybody did. So you followed suit. Because
Yeah.
my mom wouldn't have never figured out MySpace, but she figured out Facebook. So she never would have figured out how to code a page.
Yeah.
Because MySpace had us all out there coding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you could really customize that
Yeah.
homepage.
So are you watching the Olympics?
Yeah, I'm watching every now and then. I'll watch something. It's hard to be interested. One of the reasons why the Olympics as a broadcast phenomenon works so well is that there's all this hype that leads up to it. We learn so much about the athletes. There's all this lore. I didn't participate in any of that, so I'm just like trying to be interested in a sport until I learn enough about something else that's going. And I'm just not. All right, I don't care about snowboarding.
Yeah.
Don't care about ski jumping. To me, it's just them jumping up and down.
The uphill skiers are crazy though. Like it's wild to watch them.
Well, the mountain something.
All I know is they're uphill skiing, and it looks crazy to me. Right now, they're doing the one where they ski and then stop and shoot, and then
Yeah, the
athlon or something.
biathlon. Yeah,
Who put together shooting and skiing?
there's a guy kind of following along what we were talking about last time. It's like how the Winter Olympics or the Redneck Olympics. There's a dude on TikTok who was like, who was doing like Summer Olympics versus Winter Olympics, and he's doing bits like, what if we just ran further on this? And then the Winter Olympics are like, strap a camera to your head and leap off of this with knives on your feet, no helmet.
They were doing the half pipe last night, and the women's half pipe, and that was really cool.
That Lindsey Vonn injury.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Bless her. I hope she can recover from that, because my God, I watched some figure skating. There's a little queer girl on the U.S. team, and she skates around with her pride flag.
I haven't seen that.
And her name's Amber Glenn. She's funny and smart, and she loves Magic the Gathering, the cards. Like, so like they interviewed her, and she's either talking about being a lesbian, or I think she's bisexual, pansexual, something like that. Or she's talking about Magic together. Another skater, Lou is her last name. I forget her first name. It might be Alice. Are apparently being harassed and stuff online. And she said something like, they hate to see a couple woke bitches winning. And she's a child, right? This is like a 19-year-old person. And so I remember seeing her skate. And I've been watching curling.
Oh, yeah. Of course. That's one of the best ones to watch.
I followed the U.S. mixed doubles team all the way through the round robin, and they wound up getting silver.
Is ping pong? That's the Summer Olympics, isn't it? Ping pong.
That's summer, yeah.
That's one of my favorite things to watch is Chinese ping pong players. They're hilarious. They are so intent. Yeah, the really good ones. They are so serious, and they are like there to play to the death. It's hilarious to me. There's
a tennis match. You know how they do mic'd up sometimes on like football players or rugby or whatever? They decided to try it on a tennis match, and I don't think they've done it since. The video is one of the funniest things. These two poor women, they were giggling so hard because of the sounds they kept, because they all have these like vocal, I don't know, just stems, I guess, whenever they serve. And normally it's because we can't hear them do it. And so then they mic'd them up and they're serving. They're like, oh. And then they would laugh so hard that they would lose the point. And I don't think it's happened because it was pornographic.
My God, guys.
Oh man, speaking of pornographic, there's that Tennessee senator that wants to open an investigation into Bad Bunny.
For widespread twerking?
That, but he and either the bots or the people online who genuinely believe this can't stop talking about the like millisecond of the two boys dancing together.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so, yeah, what even is an investigation into twerking at the Super Bowl? Like, exactly. Who investigates? Whose jurisdiction is that? Is that Beyonce's jurisdiction? Like, fucking every Super Bowl halftime show is at twerking.
And most of them have had non-Americans. This one was literally all American. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
That's the thing that was so stupid to me. The whole thing. They were all like the all-American halftime show. How do they not know Puerto Rico is part of America? Like,
it's that cognitive dissonance. They do know, because if you tell them, they're so that account I told you about, Grok versus MAGA on TikTok. I was catching up on some things, and I saw them fighting with Grok about whether somebody said, if the Bible can be written in English, why can't the halftime show?
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this is a good one. All right, let's see how this goes. And so they argue. They're like, the Bible was not written in English. And they're like, well, I can read it in English. Okay, well, that's a translation, right? Like, that has been translated into English for you to read it because you can't read the original language. Well, what's the definition of written then? So like moving the goalpost, but like absolutely refusing to give up. And so in this person's mind or these people's minds, it became clear that they think that the fact that something is can be written, typed in a language, that it is written in that language.
Right.
And it doesn't matter that they're wrong or that you prove them wrong, because they've decided to be that what is actually wrong is correct.
Yeah.
Like they identify as correct about everything.
What about that video that old Trumpster posted of the Obamas? What do you think of that?
You know, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't like after I thought about it some more, because I saw it and I was like, oh God. And I thought about it later and I was like, I don't think I was angry enough about that.
Yeah.
Well, that worries me. Like the getting used to this shit, it scares me that something like that can happen and I can go like, oh, yep, classic Trump, and not, and that we collectively don't just go like, what in God's name, impeach, get this motherfucker out of office.
Did you see the Lizzo video?
Which one?
She said, well, what if you went to Walmart and stole an apple? Would everyone in your phone be guilty of conspiracy of helping you to steal the apple?
About Epstein?
Yeah. What kind of like pick me bullshit is that? Like, I wonder if she's in
I really
them.
don't know. I mean, her dancers have accused her of being a shitty person before.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a shitty person.
Minnie Driver was on the list of all people.
And so what do we mean by on the list?
That's a good question. There was a list of people who are named in it, which I know some of them are just innocent. Like Rebecca Solnit, the woman that wrote
Men Explain Things to Me.
Yeah. I follow her on several platforms, and she was talking about her name appeared in it because somebody quoted her in an email or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, so that's why my name is in there.
And some of the people whose names are in there are likely victims, like Emmy Rossum.
Yeah.
So like RuPaul's name is in there because they downloaded season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race to watch on the plane. But who was the person you said?
Lizzo? Or
Lizzo. No, there's somebody else you said. Somebody's name is in there.
Minnie
Minnie
Driver.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
So I did think it was pretty badass that the Clintons were like, you want to do this? Let's do it on TV in front of the cameras. You know, I thought that was pretty badass.
Like, I really like to think that in some fucked up universe where I find myself in their position, that's what I would do. I'd be like, you know what? Like, this mutually assured destruction. This is what we're doing here. And I don't believe in an afterlife or anything like that. But like, if I'm old and I have the opportunity to atone or come clean about some awful thing I did that is likely eating me up inside, I'm taking it.
Right.
I don't want to take that shit, because there is always the chance that you could help somebody, and you should always take the chance to help somebody.
Yeah, I agree.
And what if these things are still happening out there to somebody? And Ghislaine Maxwell she's going to get clemency and she's going to cover for Trump.
Yeah.
And I really think that we should just go ahead and prepare ourselves for Trump is never going to be punished.
For anything.
For anything. No, he's going to die in some golden marble chamber in his shitty diaper and never face any consequences. He will die. His last thought will be how amazing he is, what a great job he did. And we can't change that. We can't make him understand that he's a piece of shit. We're not going to get that. So what can we get? That would feel good, but that's not enough to keep motivation anyway. So
I want to strip all of the Trumps of all their money. That's what I want to do. I want Don Jr. to be flat broke. I want Ivanka to be begging on the streets. I want them to work a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah. We are, though, going to see some of these other folks, the ones who thought that by sucking up to this regime or falling in line or even becoming some of its lieutenants would spare them. We're going to see those folks eat shit. It's going to be incredible.
Good.
I'm so ready for the day. But this discourse about like Bad Bunny and queer people being on TV, it usually brings back some oldies but goodies. And one of them has been the why you got to shove it down our throats thing. Why do you have to make me think about you having sex, right? And I just saw this guy comment on this friend of mine from Kentucky. She's like kind of a famous influencer. Actually, her child was one of my recruits to EKU, and she's been talking a lot about, she's very leftist, and so she's been talking a lot about this stuff. And somebody was in her comments and said, like, I just don't understand why they have to make their personality about who they have sex with or how they have sex. And I was like, this logic falls apart instantly. Let me ask you one question. Nobody who here said anything about sex. Like, if you hear or read the phrase transgender person, and the next thing that goes through your mind is about a sex act, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
They did this is a different topic, but like a few times throughout the past, like the 10 years between leaving there and now, I would try to get re-enrolled and finish my dissertation and stuff like that. And they wouldn't update my name. They would want me to send all this paperwork in and have to get the judge and fax it. Like, you can't email it, you have to fax it. So I was like, I'm not doing that shit. And then, so this time I was prepared to have to do that. And they apparently totally relaxed on it now. I emailed them and they're like, yep, done.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Did you get yours in the mail?
I did.
That's awesome.
It's in the car with some other things that I can't carry in yet, but
I'm so proud of you.
thank you. I didn't even open it, actually. I should do that. I should look at it. I don't know where my other ones are. Do you have yours? Did you frame yours?
No, they're still in the covers in a box in my spare bedroom. We didn't unpack a lot when we moved into this apartment.
Yeah.
We didn't like unpack all of our stuff. So they might be in my hope chest. I've still got, did you ever have a hope chest? Or as
No.
Changa called it, a dowry box?
No.
I got it. My grandparents bought it for me when I graduated from high school. I had a cousin who graduated the same year and they bought her, it was my first cousin, they bought her one. It's a big cedar box chest, and you're supposed to put like things for your wedding, like blankets and things like that in it. It's why they call it a hope chest or a dowry chest. I keep all of my old pictures and memories and stuff like that in it. I've had it literally since I was 18.
I'd heard the phrase, but I never knew what it was.
Yeah. I used it as a station for our TV in our living room for years.
I have had some Bad Bunny songs stuck in my head, though, ever since the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Like what?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what they're called. It's the melodies, because I don't really know what he's saying. I did like, there was a lot of like visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Super, super cool. And then he named every fucking country. How neat. I couldn't do that. Apparently I don't love America as much as him. People online, like on TikTok, people from Canada are going like, ever since the Super Bowl, I'm telling everybody I'm from Canada. Ontario.
I thought it was cool that he had a real wedding on there.
Yeah. Apparently they like invited him to the wedding and he was like, I have a conflict. Do you want to come to the Super Bowl?
Oh, I caught a chihuahua. Chihuahua. She's so funny. She growls at everything except for when you catch her on the couch and lean into her. She's like, I love it. Give me more.
Wow. Maybe it's time to hear from this week's sponsor.
Let's do it.
I don't know where my glasses are, so this will be interesting.
Shanna handed me something to read today, and I had to grab my glasses and put them on. And I said, I have reached the age. And I have to wear them to drive at night now, too. So.
Oh, yeah. I've got to wear mine to drive for sure.
Yeah.
All right, this week's sponsor is Bubba's Botanical Beard and Mullet Oil and Shine Starter. All right, look, we need to talk. We need to have a heart-to-heart about your face. Last night at the bonfire, I saw you leaning in to whisper something to your fella, and I thought the stray patch of kudzu had climbed up your neck and claimed your jawline for the state of Tennessee. Your beard shouldn't look like a bird's nest after a Category 4 hurricane. It's scratchy, it's dry, it's disrespectful, it's frankly homophobic. That's why I'm telling you to get you some Bubba's Botanical Beard and Mullet Oil and Shine Starter. I know what you're thinking, Dash. I don't want to smell like a French perfumery or a bowl of lemons. And you're right. You're a queerneck. Such things just won't do. But Bubba's doesn't have a lavender mist, but they do have a high-octane honeysuckle. They've got a scent called New Transmission, which is basically just cedarwood and a hint of shop grease. And I'm telling you, it'll make a man rethink his entire 5-year plan. And for the girls and ghouls rocking the party in the back, a little dab of this in the mullet will have your hair flowing like a waterfall at a state park. No more frizzy, I slept in the deer stand texture. You get 15% off and they'll ship it out in a box that looks like a tackle kit so your mailman won't get nosy. Bubba's Botanical. Just because you're a rough and tumble doesn't mean you have to feel like a burlap sack. And now for the free sampler, the seasonal scents of the South. The June bug, notes of fresh cut fescue, gasoline, and the specific ozone smell right before a thunderstorm hits the ridge. The Sunday supper, smells like cast iron cornbread and just a hint of peppermint patty your meemaw keeps in her purse. The front porch, a sophisticated blend of cedar wood and the WD-40 your uncle uses on everything except what he's supposed to. And even if you keep yourself trimmed and tight, you can use Bubba's to start this year's moonshine. So thanks to Bubba's Botanical Beard and Mullet Oil and Shine Starter for sponsoring Queernecks this week.
It's fun. That's a good one. Oh, whenever we talk about gender socialization, we talk about the pink tax, and we talk about how men get like a 12-in-1 body wash, car oil, barbecue sauce, like elbow grease, and then women we get like specially formulated for your left elbow.
Yeah, there's like 4-in-1s washes for like your hair, body, face, toothpaste. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like $1.99 a gallon. I always tell them, I say, if you hear nothing else that I say this semester, buy the men's shaving cream. Like, for real, it's so much cheaper.
Trixie and Katya, they had a bit on an episode a couple years ago where they were like, if men got periods, tampons would fall from the sky. Like they would come in the mail with samplers, like, you know, samples of Tide.
You get so much PTO for it.
Oh man, I you know what I want to try so bad is one of those period pain simulators, those menstrual cramp simulators.
Yeah.
I want to try one. I want to see if it feels like my period did.
I've seen videos where women try it, like men try them and then women try it and they're like, oh yeah, that's like grocery store level. I'm still going to the grocery store and they're like falling down. And
I remember being in my communication class in undergrad and the teachers did like girls versus boys. It's really messed up the stuff they used to do to us back in the day. And something about like actually a list of things we don't like about like complaints, a list of complaints. And the first one they said, and they were so proud of themselves, was girls need to stop blaming everything on their period. What do they think? I don't know.
I mean, it's almost constant every fourth week. It's ridiculous. It's like if men bled for 5 days and didn't die, like they'd want like a medal for it.
You know, I just said maybe guys should stop blaming everything on women.
Right? Well, it's all our fault, you know.
Everything. Do you bring a noun of Appalachian interest?
I did. I brought a fun one this week. All right. This week's noun of Appalachian interest is the color paint blue. Now, if you've ever rolled past an old farmhouse and noticed the porch ceiling painted a soft, watery blue, you might have thought, well, that's pretty. Friend, that is not decoration. That is ghost security. See, a haint is what folks used to call a restless spirit, not their dramatic chain-rattling kind. No, I'm talking about the quiet ones, the wanderers, the things that might slip in behind you when you forget to latch the screen door. And Appalachian people have never been interested in finding out for sure what goes bump in the night. So they painted the porch ceiling blue. The idea is simple. Spirits can't cross water. The pale blue tricks them into thinking that they'd have to swim to get inside, and ghosts, much like the rest of us, are not looking to do extra work. Like many things in Appalachia, this tradition goes back to the Gullah Geechee people of the coastal South who used color as protection. Over time, the practice traveled inland and settled right into mountain culture, where it fit perfectly with our long-standing belief in minding your business and respecting things that you don't understand. Now, some folks will tell you the color also keeps wasps from building nests because they think it's the sky. Do I know if that's true? I do not. But if a single gallon of paint keeps away ghosts and flying devils with anger issues, I'm not asking any questions. What I love is that plenty of people still paint their ceilings paint blue without remembering why. It just feels right, like peppering your beans, waving at passing cars, or refusing to whistle at night because somebody's grandma said not to and that was good enough. So if you ever find yourself sitting in a blue ceiling porch at dusk and it suddenly gets real quiet, just relax. The haint saw the ceiling and they just kept right on moving.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that until very recently.
Yeah, it's all over Appalachia.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that like you've ever seen an accurate representation of things that you've seen on TV or in movies that have been like, yeah, that's accurate to Appalachia?
There was a thing on Hulu. I get reminded of it sometimes in memories. I forget what it was called. I think it started with an H. Anyway, it was a movie about a woman, a documentary about a woman who came from Appalachia and she had to leave. She went to grad school and she came back and it was her love letter to Appalachia. That very much felt like, let me Google and see.
So probably not fiction. You don't see very much accurate fiction.
So there's like Demon Copperhead, but I'm still angry at the way that book ended. So
there's a TV show of that?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought we were just talking media in general.
Well, no, definitely. But for a minute, I was like, how did I miss that? Yeah, that one's pretty, which I think she's local. Some of the most accurate Appalachian stuff, things that feel Appalachian to me I've seen was in that show Shameless. Those are Appalachians. I'm sorry. And it's an adaptation of a British show. And that's why, because the British also feel like that kind of British story and the like working class, that also feels very Appalachian. But I just thought like, man, they really missed it. They missed the opportunity to make that an Appalachian show.
Right. The name of that documentary was just Hillbilly. It's on Hulu. I thought it was a good representation of how I felt about, I missed it. I miss Appalachian. I wish I could bring it with me, but
yeah.
But what can you do?
And you really can't go home again.
No, never.
Like once you move away, that's it. Like you're different and then you see it different. I know that I've talked about Painkiller before. Not Painkiller, Dope Sick. I don't remember Painkiller feeling very authentic to Appalachia. It's just basically a different version of the same adaptation. But Dope Sick, it felt very realistic to me in an upsetting way because it was about the opioid crisis, but it felt authentic. It felt like, and I think they did film it in West Virginia.
Shanna's very close family friend, her baby daddy was in one of those documentaries about heroin. It's very close around.
Yeah.
In Portsmouth, they did at one of the old department stores. It was all glass storefront, and they put up like a wall of remembrance of people that had died in the opioid epidemic, and it was all young people. And my brother was among those. And a picture got taken of it and got shared. And that picture, the picture of my brother got shared in the New York Times. It was on Al Jazeera. It was like all over the place. So technically, I've had work in the New York Times and Al Jazeera.
Yeah.
So take that.
Yeah.
I was also the number one customer service agent in the world at one point because I was the number one representative on my team, which was the number one team at the site. And we were the number one site and we were the number one company for customer service in America. So therefore, I was the number one customer service agent there was.
Hell yeah.
I'm good at soft skills. I'm good at calming people down, especially when I can fix their problem. It's harrowing being on those phones. Like, because when I started at Amazon, I actually started for Target because they were doing Target.com customer service at the same time. They did Target.com, ToysRUs.com, and Amazon. But it was Amazon directly. It was I worked for Amazon. But one of my very first calls, I would say in the first week that I was taking calls live, I got a lady calling in freaking out because she had ordered a bed and they had delivered the frame, but not the mattress. And she was dying and needed her bed to die in, basically. And I wanted to put the shit in my car and drive it to her. I felt so bad about that problem.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did cold calling. I never did inbound.
Yeah. I also worked for Javalia Coffee. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Oh, yeah. I love Javalia.
Oh, Shannon and I both worked for them. Shannon and I both made the rounds of customer service calling because Huntington had a lot of call centers and we worked at most of them.
Yeah, there was a few call centers in Kentucky, in Eastern Kentucky too. Yeah. Like that was clearly they outsourced to us.
Yeah, the accent sounds friendly.
There are economic reasons why they did it.
Yeah, and there's captive audiences that there's no other jobs.
There's no other jobs and they don't have to pay them much.
And Amazon only has 3 North American, well, they used to. Like I said, things have probably changed. But they only had 3 North American call centers. There was one in Huntington, West Virginia, one in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and one outside of Seattle in Washington. I forget the name of that place. But yeah, so if you were talking to somebody in America, you were talking to somebody in one of those three places, people would be so racist. They'd be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm talking to an American.
Yeah.
You got that a lot. You'd be like, we're in West Virginia. He's like, oh, I have family in Richmond. That's a whole other state.
I'd say a lot of people can't name a city in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Like West Virginia is not in the zeitgeist.
Yeah. It's so beautiful there, though.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Oh, they're uphill skiing again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got it on my TV. Like the Peacock app is running full-time coverage. And so it just flips between different things. And right now they're uphill skiing again. Like, do these people not know that Scrabble exists?
Some people are just built that way.
I guess.
I don't think, I think that I would like to have been in a lot more sports, but I know that even, no matter how good I got or athletically gifted I might have been, I wouldn't have been an Olympian. I would never have been able to do that because I can't stick to anything. Like, do you know how many hobbies I have? Like and I'll get into like, I think that maybe this is an ADHD thing, but like I've got hobbies that'll go untouched for months or years at a time. And I'll only do like one thing with my spare time for weeks or months at a time. And so I gotta be like, okay, well, I want to be a figure skater or whatever. Oh, okay, wait, no, I want to do speed skating. Oh, have you started watching Heated Rivalry yet?
No, but I almost listened to the book. I think I'm going to listen to the book.
I think there's more than one book. I think it's a series.
Gotcha.
It's pretty good. But yeah, that's the most I know about hockey is from that.
Yeah.
And there is not very much hockey in there.
Yeah. The women's hockey team has won 4 games in a row by shutout. They are kicking ass.
They're absolutely beasting.
Yeah.
I think I want to get like a pizza or something like trash. I could like be good, but like I also, it's cheat day.
Yeah. I'm hungry too. We had Bob Evans for breakfast though, so it was good. I like their hash browns.
Yeah.
And their French toast is really good too.
Damn. Now I'm hungry. Well, it's a good time to call it then and go get something to eat.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us for another week. We love being able to do this, and we're just glad that somebody likes listening to us do it.
Don't forget to send us mail at mailbag@queernecks.com. So drop us a line.
Yeah, for sure. And if you want us to review a stupid movie or TV show or something, let us know. We're happy to do that as well.
We could always do The Ghost and Mr. Chicken of Don Knotts.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's an old one, but it's pretty good. For an old comedy, it's definitely a product of the 60s. It's really, but it's like slapstick humor, so it's good. But for my memory of it 25 years ago, it was good.
Yeah. What I mean, y'all tell us, listeners, what is Queernecks coded out there? If you were going to replace any 2 characters in any movie with us, what would it be? I'm afraid to know the answer to that.
I recommended Jennifer's Body to a student the other day, so I have come full circle.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I keep thinking, and I don't want to, because I know that it's hard, right? It's unpleasant, but I keep thinking like, man, it would be really cool to get you to watch like this or that movie, but there's so many of them out there. It's tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Today's Friday the 13th.
I'm probably going to watch a Friday the 13th, actually.
Yeah.
I'll eat whatever garbage I get from the gas station.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, come see us again next week. After when this comes out, Valentine's Day will be over. So
Go get your candy.
yeah, go get that discount candy from the Dollar Tree, and we'll see you next week. Say hi to your mom and them.
Bye.